Well, it's the CHGO Bears postgame show part 2. Briggs and Brown, yes, sir. As we celebrate the Bears blowing out the Panthers, yes, yours truly at the Carm sitting in for Braggs, who's on a flight to London in a minute. Gentlemen, I'm going to start right here, right now.
Listen, don't try to steal my all right? I said first.
No,
right?
not steal. I was piggybacking.
All right, that's fine. Whatever.
You want to do it again? You want to do your and then have him do his
Yeah, because mine is
What is yours?
No, because
what is yours?
No, just use yours. What's yours?
No, what is yours?
Mine is whatever, man. Let's move on.
I'm just piggybacking right there.
I think
it's just like right.
This is the strong start we're looking for. All right.
Terrible.
The Bears are 3-2.
Yes.
The Bears blew out the Panthers. You guys are syncing up beautifully right now. Everything's coming into place.
Right.
Lance, I'll start with you.
Okay.
All right, we're going to get the order here. How good can this football team be, and how good are they right now? Take that question.
All right, so we're moving into the second week of me looking at an offense that is unrecognizable from the first 2 weeks. And if I see what I've seen over the last 2 weeks, I think the ceiling is limitless. There are so many things that you can do if you get out of your comfort zone as let's say a OC and say, okay, instead of us doing this cute stuff, these outside zones here and there, let's get into this power run game. I know that it's not the popular opinion, but this is going to be effective. This helps our offensive linemen move forward, press forward, double on guys, mush them back, and it allows us to really commit to a run. It protects our young quarterback, and it allows our stud running back Swift, whether it be Swift, Roshan, whomever else, to thrive. If we do this, what I'm seeing, I think we have a chance to be extremely good in the NFL.
Alex?
No, I'm with it. I agree. Obviously there's always some things to clean up, right? So both defensively and offensively, there are always some things to clean up. But yeah, they're playing really well. I mean, the last couple of weeks, they put up points. The offense put up points. You're driving the football. You look like you got a rhythm. I've always said that when a big situation in a game happens, half the fans in the stands should have an idea of what you're about to do. They should. When it's 3rd and 1,
right?
Everybody, half the stands should be like, "Oh, where the big boy? Where the big boys at?" Because we know they're coming in. Because we've seen it. We know what you're about to do. When we were in a 3rd and 1, 3rd and inches, 4th and 1, 4th and inches, power coming. We know that's what's happening.
Here it comes.
It's coming. Stop it. So when you start, and at the beginning of the season, we heard a couple of the players talk about identity. Like, what is our identity? I think they might be starting to figure out identity only means like what you're good at. What you can do when they know you're going to do it, but you can still do it. That's identity. That's what your identity is. And this team, let's make no mistake about it, is led by the defense. Even though you have the high-powered names on the offensive side and Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, the new shiny toy, right? And then Caleb Williams, the guy that we all hope is the franchise quarterback. But the defense leads this team. And when the defense goes, it gives the offense more possessions. It gives them more opportunities. It gives them the ball on the plus side of the field. So, and that way they don't have to drive 80, 90 yards to score a touchdown. So if you can do that, I mean, you got a chance. You got a chance. That's all you want. You want a chance.
I don't want to simplify it, but DeAndre Swift has a great drive, catching the ball, running the ball, gets him down to the goal line, and he wants to stay in first and goal at the 1. Well, Flus is sending in, go in there, Roshan, because we're at the 1, and this is what we do. And they're doing exactly what this is it.
Exactly.
That's one moment, but that's what hey, they got a plan now.
If that's the biggest problem that we have as a team, I'll take it. I'll take it. Do I think that DeAndre Swift should have been in for that to get that handoff or at least get the opportunity? Absolutely. But to me it's not the biggest deal. It's not the biggest thing to have to worry about is who's going to get this touchdown, who's going to get the ball for this touchdown. Now it's going to come into play when you look at incentives, at what's in your contract, what's in your deal. That absolutely is going to come into play. However, when you look at that drive, DeAndre Swift got him down there. I thought DeAndre Swift should have had at least the first opportunity to get into
He did.
the zone.
He stopped at the 1. So get in next time. Get in end zone. That's your fault. It's 30 inches. Up that green team with the Eagles, that team, when it's 30 inches, we already know what they're doing.
Right.
It don't matter who's in the game. It don't matter who got them down there. This is 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 or less. This is what they're doing. They're doing the tush push. They're doing it.
And that's the point I'm trying to make. I think DeAndre deserved it too. But 2 weeks ago, they didn't know what they were doing at the goal line. Now at least they have a plan. Before that, they were trying to figure it out. And so okay, so that's
so you're okay with DeAndre getting taken out?
Yeah, I want to score. Well, if I'm okay, if it's 3rd and 1 at the 50, you want to take DeAndre out and put Roshan in. But 3rd and 1 at the 1 yard line, you want to leave him in. Why? Because the best case scenario for us to get a touchdown is to have Roshan and the big boys in. That's best case. I always want the best case scenario. This is not an individual game. It's not. It's a team sport.
Let's go memory. Let's go on memory right now. Let's go to
I don't remember too well.
I know.
If you ask my wife, I don't remember too well.
Well, I'm going to help you out there, buddy. All right, fella. Let's go to the Patriots Super Bowl against the Seahawks.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We have a Marshawn Lynch, who I know you're very familiar with. He helps drive the offense down, puts them in scoring position.
Oh, that hurt right there.
Puts them in scoring position. Okay, and
you
then
know that. No, we ain't finna go past that. Why you do that? I was on the field on the beast mode run, and that still bothers me. That hurt. That hurt deep. Why you do that?
Well, it's just there was a teachable, learnable lesson.
And then he talks about it. He talks about it in some interview he's doing, and he didn't even give me a real stiff arm. His words, I gave AB a little baby stiff arm. A baby stiff arm? Gosh, man. That's low. That's low for you. That's even low for you.
You had to change the speed loaf in there. Okay. And the minus make the play. And a minus make the play.
I love how long y'all hold things. It's beautiful.
It's terrible.
It's for life. All right,
please continue.
Keep going.
Continue.
All right, so so we're talking about Marshawn Lynch and
goal line.
And goal line, right? Mm-hmm. And so we're in that situation.
Patriots.
Yep. So we're in that situation, and he gets the offense down to that goal line, mm-hmm. All right? And then instead of giving the ball to Marshawn, they say, okay, the play that theoretically should work is throwing the ball to –
That's not correct. That's not correct. No. That's not correct at all. They had the number 1 offensive line. They had the number 1 rush defense. No, that was their head coach making a decision to – win this game a certain way. He didn't want to just win it. He wanted to win it a certain way. That's why he threw the ball. Because if you just wanted to win it and get the yard, you're going to do what is best for the team, and that is to run Marshawn Lynch.
Absolutely.
That's what they were in a 3rd and inches. They don't throw slants. They run the ball. That's what the number 1 rushing team in the NFL. So they just the head coach messed that up.
But it also comes back to the analytics. So theoretically, the play should have worked. the play doesn't work if you have a defense that is already recognizing that play. We're in this situation. You show up in this formation. The tendency is high that you're going to run this route. We're shutting this down.
Yes,
they do they do their homework too. These are the bigs.
I'm not smart enough to understand.
We know
I don't need you to comment.
You ain't smart enough for a lot of stuff.
Can I finish?
Okay, sorry.
I don't need that. So I'm not smart enough to understand how all the analytics work. But if the analytics say in the Super Bowl, 3rd and inches for you to run a slant, then we need to throw away the analytics. Throw it away because that's just dumb.
I agree.
When you got the number 1 rush team in the land. So, I think you do what's best for the team. I don't ever think you look at unless it is something at the end of the year where if this guy needs 2 catches, like what we saw Gronkowski get one time, like at the end of the year, he needed 3 catches. Then if he got 40 yards.
Legacy.
Yeah,
legacy.
Tom Brady makes sure he gets that, right? Like stuff like that. But when you're winning and you're trying to find a way to win, trying to understand how to win,
and creating your identity as an offense.
Yes.
Do you guys like what you're seeing from Shane Waldron right now? The way I think to me it seems like he's starting to understand his personnel a whole lot better and what they can do.
The way he's adjusted, I think for an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator for that matter, I think you have to go with what you have.
Sure.
You can't just go out and say, I want you guys to do this when they're not good at that. If they're not good at it, if Lance or Peanut is not good at, or Vasher's not good at man coverage, why are we running 72% man coverage? That's crazy. Let's do what they're good at. If it's zone and we're not good at zone, why are we running so much zone? So I think honestly, I think it was a blunder in the Houston game. I don't know what they were. In my mind, I'm thinking they were doing, we're going to be us. We're going to make them do something different because we're going to run these stretch plays, even though they have 2 defensive ends that's just getting on the field and going to disrupt everything. We're going to do what we do. No. No, you can't do that. We lost the game. We lost the game in 2005 against the Carolina Panthers because our coach, our defensive coordinator, Ron Rivera, said, we don't change. The weather, all that stuff might change. We don't change. We do what we do. Coach, that's Steve Smith over there.
Yeah.
That's Steve Smith over there. Like we might need to change. Let's not change. Let's change the word. Might need to tweak a little bit. Let's tweak it. Let's tweak because the next week we were a better football team than Seattle. And Seattle doubled him everywhere he went and they beat him, went to the Super Bowl. So I just think you have to tweak sometimes. And I like that Waldron isn't arrogant to the point where he's like, nah, I ain't changing. I like it.
One of the things that I have Luke Getsy nightmares. I have it was this nightmare where I see Shane Waldron's body and Luke Getsy's head, his face, and so it's like, okay, I've seen us make some changes over the last 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. But somehow, some way, you're gonna force Luke Getsy right back out again, and that is my biggest fear. What I've seen, what I saw today, and what I saw a week ago, is a change, and it's been a welcome change. I think all of us can say that it's a positive change. How long can we continue to change and move in that direction without saying, "But this is who I am." This is what I do, and so I'm hoping, and I refer to this all the time. I say, do what you have to do, so that you can do what you want to do. So the longer that you do what you have to do, understanding that it might be out of your comfort zone and what we're running, we do what we have to do in order to be successful. When we get our personnel, when we are to the point that everybody is crisp and all that stuff, and you can actually start to do the things that you want to do, then you can do what you want to do. But until then, you know the phrase.
Brandon's got your back, by the way, AB. AB got blocked in the back on the beast mode run, by the way.
Thank you. Nobody sees that. I appreciate that. Wow.
Thank you, Brandon.
Brandon, just follow me on Twitter or X or whatever. I'm going to follow you back. I got my guy.
It's Twitter.
Talk to my guy.
It's Twitter. It's legit. Hey, so I don't want to bang on Shane because, it's where you finish, not where you start. But why do you like when you're trying to figure out why it took him so long to figure out his personnel, should it have taken this long for him to get comfortable with who he has, or should it have happened quicker?
I think it's I think there's a difference. Okay, the training camp's a little different now. There's very few live bullets at training camp these days.
Sure.
You get the preseason, ain't no live bullets. So when you get the live bullets at preseason and at practice, well, it looks great, right? It looks great. Oh, this is fabulous. This is gonna work. Right. But then when you get to live bullets and like just what you heard the players say on the 4th and 1 at the goal line, well, that wasn't the look that we saw. We didn't see that look at practice. That's not the look that we ran this against. Well, how do you adjust to it? And holy crap. The other team might not run what you put on the whiteboard, right? Yeah, they might not run that. They might run something different. And when they do, like it's all chaos, right? So I think he had to learn that, okay, maybe these guys get paid too. Maybe these defensive coordinators get paid, and they've been looking at some film from Seattle, and they've adjusted. You have to adjust, and I think he's starting to do that. And he's putting up points. Last time we saw 36 points from the offense. Just from the offense now, not a defensive touchdown, a special team touchdown. 36 just from the offense. That's pretty good, man.
Yeah, it is.
Here's the other thing too is, to be a great leader in this sport, number one, you got to be ready to fight everybody. You got to be able to challenge everybody. Mm-hmm. You know, we're in a time where, that it's so frowned upon, to fight and this and that, but it's the reality of it. Like, football is a controlled fight. It's a controlled fight. It literally is, and so if you're an analytical guy, your theories or whatever it is, your game plans or the way that you want to install your offense or defense, it might theoretically work, but if you're not willing to hold everybody accountable or know how to hold grown men accountable, alpha men accountable, what good is it? It's not any good. You have to the guys that have been great leaders over the years are guys that have always been willing to fight everybody that isn't with the cause. If you're not with the cause, you're getting called out right now. Mm-hmm. And between Alex and I, when we were in that locker room, there wasn't a greater leader in the locker room than Olin Cruz, because Olin Cruz was going to fight anybody. He didn't care who you were, all right? And he earned the respect of everybody in that locker room. And by doing so, what is it that we have to get done? All right, we have to go out and we have to do whatever it is to take to keep Lovey here. Let's go out and do that, because if not, we don't know who's next. So all of the things that we're talking about as far as what we want to do, what we want to achieve offensively, what we want to achieve defensively, I'm sure that Eberflus has gotten the respect of the defense. We can see that there's consistency there. But for the offense and where we want them to go in this day and age, it is a very hard thing to do, to not only have it theoretically be the smart guy up here, but also be the tough enough to lead alpha men here.
And that's what that conversation, I guess, looked like with Mercedes asking for it. And Cole was on the show, the 85, saying it wasn't that some crazy thing that sort of got reported. It was more not contentious, but just more of a friendly gathering, if you will. But what I'm thinking with Shane, and not that I'm trying to give him a pass, but it seems to me, especially with the 4th down play that you brought up, the quarterback had options on that play, and Caleb's still learning. So he went with a play that he shouldn't have called. He should have either gotten out of it or taken a timeout, and it didn't happen. So I think it seems to me that part of the Shane's learning curve here is figuring out how to make his quarterback even more comfortable and not put too much on his plate. So I understand that's partly on Shane, but I think you're also dealing with a quarterback learning his way here. That's maybe it's. I mean, we don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes, but I think he's in there.
Caleb was drafted in April, right?
Yeah. Okay.
April.
Been
a long time. They've been together. They've been talking. They've been talking for a minute now. Okay. They were talking pre-April. They were talking pre-draft.
That's true.
Yeah, and you have to know, and Waldron has to realize, is he a pedicure guy or is he a manicure guy? You know what I mean? There's got to be one of the two, right? Don't you move that microphone away from you like that. What is wrong with it?
Don't look at me say right like I'm going to agree with you. I'm not agreeing with you on that.
That's
No.
that's a legitimate. That's
not a
legitimate
legitimate question. No, it's not.
You can be both, right? That's what I'm. Thank you. That's taking it to the next level right
fine,
there.
Man. It's fine. Listen, Caleb is out there. He's getting better and better. That's all I care about. That's truly all I care about. The defense is going to be the defense. I think they're going to play at a top 10 level for the rest of the season. The guys that we brought in, I love seeing Swift because that is the first guy we went after in free agency. Like, I love seeing him like play like that. Play like the guy that people wanted. That the coaches and
He's a home run hitter.
They saw him. Okay, yeah, we need that guy here. Okay, perfect. So you get him in, he's starting to play well. I would like to see Keenan Allen start to be that guy that tormented us for years, in San Diego, right? So once we start seeing that, that'll be great. I want to see Caleb continue to improve because Caleb's going to be here for the next decade. So I don't really care how good he is. Truly, I don't care how good he is in game 11. I don't care because he's going to be here for a decade. I just care that he's getting better and better and better because where he's at right now, there hasn't been a quarterback here that's at his level this early. He's in his 5th game.
Yep.
So he's thrown 2 300-yard games.
Yep.
He's in his 5th game. Mm-hmm. So I'm not worried about it. I think Odunze is going to be a player. I think we gotta work on the team because there's still places where we can get better before we become that championship team. But today was a good day. Today was a really good day.
I want to pick at one thing you said there and underline it. You know the defense. You said top 10 defense.
Yes.
Is this defense? Can this defense be as good as you guys' defense? No. That was a quick no right there.
No, because
that was a quick no.
No, it was a quick no. But hold on. This is why.
Okay, go ahead.
Which person on this defense going to the Hall of Fame? Right now. Who do you think is on a road to the Hall of Fame?
I mean, the top of the food chain is Montez Sweat. But
is he on a road to the Hall of Fame?
No.
Okay, then. So we had Briggs, Urlacher, Charles Tillman. That's 3. They ain't talk about Tommy Harris, Mike Brown. No. I don't think they. I mean, we're talking a different level, and that's not to be a jerk or talk about our team. No.
They're not there yet. Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely. You're right.
Hall of Famers on that. There's Hall of Famers on that team. I'm not finna disrespect that team.
And that's
saying
and to expand on even on what you said, AB. That our 2005 defense. We're one game away from doing numbers better than the 85 Bears.
That's
you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand that Lovey pulling us in that Vikings game at the very end of the year, 2005. That if we stay in and we hold the Vikings to 18 points, which they were well under in that year. We do better numbers than the 85 Bears.
Yeah, we would have set the record
legacy.
For
you talk legacy,
the least amount of points in Bears history. And people think we're crazy when we talk like that. It's like, but it's right there. Like we play at a very high level during that time, and these guys right here, and obviously there were other pieces, right? So you go to you trade away Marty Booker and you go get Adewale Ogunleye. I learned so much to become the player that I was. From Adewale Ogunleye. You bring in Lovey, you draft Tommy Harris and Tank Johnson with the top 2 picks in that 2004 draft. And now, your 3rd round pick in 2003 turns out to be Lance Briggs.
Yeah.
And the 2nd round pick, Peanut.
Right.
You start to put these pieces together. And it's that team was crazy, crazy good though. So no, I don't want to. No, they're not that good.
I actually,
they can't be. I don't think they can be.
I think it's interesting too because if you were to compare you guys to 85, you guys numbers wise just as effective. So these guys are not going to be better than you, but maybe they can be in the relative.
I think they can be really good.
They can be
really good.
But it also the offense affects what happens. there were situations where we had offense that would give the ball away, and the opposing team would score touchdowns or get the ball on the 1 yard line. So that affects where that defense is. So we could be a number one defense and move to 2 or 3 based off of, inadequacies with your offense. So everything works together. It all works together. So the offense, having an effective offense and keeping your defense off the field can help the current defense. I think potentially this team, the team that they have right now, defensively, they can do great things. And I think what's lacking for Alex is the consistency of great play. There's a consistency of great play where people are beginning to say, okay, you are recognized as some of the best at your positions, and that's what's missing. I think we're playing great defense. I think we can be better, but at the same time, we have to have help from our offense.
You immediately said Montez Sweat. Montez Sweat, if we're just talking about this year and what has been done this year, he's third probably behind Brisker and
TJ
Dexter. No, like Dexter.
Maybe I would say he's fourth. TJ's been all over the field.
True, TJ has been all over the field. So he's probably 4. Yeah. And I think they have a lot of really good players. I think they play well together. I think they play with that your hair on fire type of deal. I think they play like that. It's just doing it week in and week out.
Is that weird that the linebacker is playing better than the D lineman? Is that weird?
Very.
No, it's Urlacher. What are you talking about?
Very weird.
Urlacher has been the face of the defense. What do you mean? He has over 30. He's 30-something, almost 40 sacks.
Well, true. He ain't got more than me. So, I mean, okay, that's fine. He ain't got more than me. Yeah, true. Yeah, I love you, cuz. Right.
What about the Bears dynasty of the future if that occurs? Could the Hall of Famers be on offense?
That'd be weird.
I can say this right now. I'll say this: if TJ Edwards plays at the level that he's playing at the weak side linebacker position, you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. You can't come out and play well this week and not well the next week. But I think he's played at a high enough level. Now he has to take the ball away, he has to do certain things. But if you play the way that he's been playing and you do it consistently over a number of years, now you get that real consideration. And
consideration for what?
But the other issue too is that NFC doesn't vote for NFC for Pro Bowl. They vote for the totality now. Every group votes for.
I understand that, but
it's different.
I just want to be specific on what you're talking about. He gets recognition for, because the way TJ's playing, I just don't. And you're here, so I don't really want to say this, but whatever. TJ, okay, he's having a good year. But it's like his 5th best year. When we're really talking about it, I don't want to do that, because it sounds like we're talking negative today, and we shouldn't be talking negative. We shouldn't be.
We're not talking. We're just having a conversation.
Yeah, I mean, damn, man, that. No, don't compare the teams. No, don't compare the defenses. Their defense can be really good as they continue to grow and gel together. They need to add a couple special players. I don't think they have. Right now, Brisker is right there on that line.
Absolutely.
Brisker's right there on that line.
Come on.
As being and special, you're top
TJ Edwards.
I don't know.
Oh,
you got your hustle guy. I mean,
I love TJ as
I didn't love him. I'm just saying.
I love him as a weak side backer.
Okay, I ain't love the guy. I think he's great. I think he's a good player. But
this year, Tremaine, I love Tremaine as the middle. I really do. I love what he's doing right now. He's making the plays that I was upset with last year.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come up with 2 players that Lance Briggs will trade TJ Edwards for right now. right now. And when Lance Briggs is playing, ain't nobody in the league I'm trading for. That's what I'm talking about. I want you to be one of them players.
Wheeler, if you say I'll trade anybody for Wheeler right now, I'll trade anybody for Wheeler. Fred's the best linebacker in the league right now, in my opinion.
Fred is. He is the
Fred's
best.
the best in the league right now.
He is.
Okay, you name somebody else.
Well, we ain't doing this right now, but
okay,
I'll tweet it out.
All right, just put. All right,
tweet it out. I want to see what happens. But if the guys keep going, some of these guys are young. They paid, I don't know what they paid peanuts to get TJ over here. So he wasn't seen as that guy. He's becoming a better player. Absolutely. To say he's on a road to the Hall of Fame, I think it's crazy. But like Dexter's starting to play better. I think Montez Sweat is Montez Sweat. Brisker is on a different level if he can stay healthy. But I think that's the thing we worry about with him. Like, he got to stay healthy. Like, we saw him today. He made that hit, and he was out. Okay? He was woozy. Go back and look at the play.
Brisker's got to be one of the best safeties in the game right now.
100%. I think he is. Top 5.
So I thought it was interesting, by the way. It was pretty. His head came down. He looked woozy as hell. He didn't go to the tent. He didn't do anything. They just kind of like acted like it didn't happen.
Right. His teammates came over right away and kind of distracted or blocked some of the refs over there. So he got lucky. He got lucky.
Bob Sanders, yeah.
Man.
Very Bob Sanders-esque.
Yes, true. Just bigger. Brisker's a big dude playing safety back there.
Yeah.
He showed it. He knocked old boy out and was a huge takeaway right there. So
yes.
And just so y'all know, when plays like that happen, what did we see? We saw 5 guys around the football.
Yep. Because
they're running to the football. Because that's the type of defense that Eberflus has instilled in these guys. Run to the football. So when the ball does come out, now we're there to jump on it. And it was very, very close. You got an offensive guy and a defensive guy jumping at the ball at the same time, and we were able to get it. If we weren't running to the football, we don't get that ball back.
I want to get back to the D in a second here, but I flip back to the offense. TJ Edwards, by the way, for those who remember, he got a 3-year contract, $19.5 million, 7.9 of it was guaranteed. It's a hell of a job by Ryan Poles right there.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
But let me flip back to the offense before we get back to the D. DJ Moore. What's up?
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead. Just say the defense. You got it. You are on it. You are on top of it, Carm. Carm, you got it. Yeah.
You got to cut every word.
Abbreviate. All right. We understand what you mean.
Okay. 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 I like how you all think. I like that the D gets you going into a different direction, which also starts with D. DJ Moore.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yep. During the week.
So people were freaking out about his they were freaking out about his chemistry with Caleb, right? Why do you think that changed today? What do you think happened?
Well, had 2 touchdowns in the first half. Like, it's not they on the wrong page. Like,
do you think they were working out extra time?
I sure hope so. I sure hope so. All the time. I hope they're always working out. Always trying to get better. I hope so.
Last week DJ looked like he wanted to kill him or kill someone. This week balls getting thrown up in the air, and he's having the time of his life out there.
It's the team he came from. He was traded to the Bears from the Panthers.
So you want to play well.
You absolutely want to play well against them. However, the chemistry or the routes and the passes, there's a wide receiver coach, there's a quarterbacks coach, there's an offensive coordinator that based off of what the defense is presenting, these are the routes that we're supposed to run off of this, and this is the throw you're supposed to make. Okay, they did a great job of that today, and that's a step in the right direction as opposed to weeks in the previous weeks where they weren't on the same page. Now, if they weren't on the same page, they're going to go to that sideline, and a receiver coach or whoever is going to tell DJ, listen, you ran that right. Or he's going to say, hey, this is the coverage. You ran that incorrectly. So it doesn't matter what they say to each other or they say to the media. There's a right way to run it versus what they saw, and there's a wrong way to run it based off of the way this offense is run.
I disagree. What's new? Because there's a right way, there's a wrong way, but there's also the way of running the play on what you're seeing in the game. Like, you have to adjust in the game because everything doesn't always work out like you write it on the chalkboard. So it doesn't always work out that way. I think Caleb was just missing guys. We saw it every game, like 4 games in a row.
So long.
He's just not necessarily holding the ball, but the guys that are deep missing, and he's missing them long, like you can't do that. Like, because you're getting the protection. Like, we cry about the protection. And when he does get the protection, you can't miss it. You know, so
you don't think he holds the ball too long?
No, I can't see. Okay, you want to get me on this right here. So I don't see the end zone copy. So I don't know if the receivers aren't open. I don't want him to just throw it. Like, no, I don't. I don't want him to just throw it. The touchdown he threw to DJ Moore, I could hear Lance saying, throw the ball. And he came open, and then he threw it. Like, sometimes you have to. I told y'all this weeks ago.
You talking about the bomb today or last week?
No,
it was definitely today.
Okay.
It was today.
He threw a couple touchdowns last week, but it's fine. Okay. Well, I mean, sometimes you get confused because you throw so many touchdowns, but it's fine. So, what? I mean, I get it. I totally understand. So, I think the play has to develop sometimes when you're running crossing routes, like DJ ran on the touchdown. It does take time. You can't just drop back, hit your top step, and get rid of the ball. There is a timing factor here. So, I mean, you just want to check it down all the time? Like, no, I don't. I want to allow the plays to develop and just keep going.
I just saw, a deal that says Caleb gets the ball out the 9th fastest in the NFL.
I mean,
Listen,
if we're
right, that's all
right,
analytics.
PFF said so.
If it's a quick game, all right, which we run a lot, the ball has to come out early. So that's going to reduce that time down. Okay. But we're talking about 5 steps. We're talking about 5 steps.
You're terrible. Hey, whoever said that, where's Fields at on that?
We're not talking.
I'm curious. I'm just curious.
We've moved on beyond. We've moved on beyond him.
That mean I can't say his name ever?
Okay, this is what I'm going to say. All right. This let's not lose sight that the team that we played against is one of the worst defenses in the league.
They beat Oakland.
Okay. We did what we were supposed to do. We did what we were supposed to do, and I'm happy for that. And I believe that we moved in the right direction, especially as far as identity-wise.
Would you agree?
We're 2 weeks of showing a specific way of running the ball that makes me extremely happy. I think we can be successful doing this.
Would you agree that it's hard to win in NFL?
Yes.
So why do you not give that same credit for today? Because of the Carolina Panthers. It's hard to win the NFL no matter what. It's hard to beat anybody on a given day because these guys still get paid.
I can say that. The reason why I say that is because you can take a Mitchell Trubisky against a terrible Tampa Bay defense and he'll throw up 400 or 500 yards of passing, and he's got guys that are running wide open. Nobody should be running wide open in the NFL. These are tight windows. These are the best of the best. So, yes, it's not that I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, but we've been around this game long enough to know that you play against a team that not only is decimated by injury, but they're one of the worst already in the NFL. They've sat their number one quarterback from last year because he's ineffective, but you're playing against a team that you did what you're supposed to do. Yes. But what does that say? Like, is it creating a false positive for you?
Hey, listen. I agree with you. I just like getting you riled up. That's it.
And kind of like
I
this
agree
too,
with you.
kind of behind the scenes here, because on that touchdown throw from Caleb to DJ Moore, right?
Yes.
You were saying you heard Lance yelling, "Throw the ball!" And but the thing about it is, he wasn't even in the same room. He was like a block away behind another brick wall, and you still heard it.
Correct.
It's called
because he was talking about.
It's called his conscious.
Okay. He was talking about him holding the ball the whole game. So I mean, I get it. Like you want him to throw it on time. You don't want him to hold it and get sacked or get in trouble. But we also don't. We have to say we don't see what he sees either. We don't know if the guys are open to throw it. So that's all. That's the only thing I'm getting at.
I go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Carl. No.
Yeah, don't want me to talk.
I'm not here to step on Lance. That's my bad.
No, you can step. No, you can say
I'll
that either.
step with my
I
head
ain't
to
gonna
it.
say that either.
Well, I was just gonna say that. Look, we don't have to see the end zone view or anything to know to what you're talking about.
Yeah.
As far as like there's just moments where I'm rooting for Caleb, right, to stay healthy, and he's bouncing through the pocket, and it's like one of these days, if he doesn't, he's gonna get cracked. And it's gonna kill the Bears. It's gonna kill him.
Carm.
So that's
what
Carm. It's not even Carm. The top defenses right now in the NFL are in the NFC North. The best thing that we have going on right now is that we get into league play at the middle and at the mid to back end of this season.
Right.
This is all prep to get ready. You know, I mean, it honestly wants to put us in place or give us an opportunity to compete for the playoffs, but this really is all dress rehearsal to get ready for the league play. Now, when we get to the league play, those guys, everybody in that, the Vikings, you know, the Packers, the Lions, they're coming. You know what I mean? Just like Prime said, they're coming. You know what I mean? And if we're not sound, if we're not getting that ball out when it's supposed to, it's not only going to be detrimental to our offense, but to the health of our quarterback.
Tell me this. Which one of those teams, like legit, which one of those teams, not individual positions, are more talented than our team? Like in the NFC
Lions.
North, they're more talented than
Lions.
us.
better up front, both sides of the ball.
Lions.
We beat them.
We did.
We should have beat them twice last year with a less talented football team.
That's a true statement.
Yeah.
So hold on. So if we're as talented, you say the Lions, okay, fine. If we're as talented as them, then it's just you had a lot of the same talent that you had from freshman or rookie year to your third year. What changed was your confidence. That's what changed. Absolutely. Yeah, you believe you can do it. I think over the next 4 games, today being one, their confidence changes.
We have no consistency right now in our offensive line.
It's been pretty good.
Our offensive line has played the best they've played
last 2 weeks
against 2 teams that are not considered at the top of their conferences.
or 2 teams that's next on the schedule. That's how I look at it.
Whoever
next on the schedule,
there's a reality.
I'm sorry.
There's a reality of who the Rams are right now, and who the Panthers are right now. You know, there's a reality, and when we get to the NFC North, that reality is going to be washed away because we have defenses that are going to come in and they're going to be humming. And I'm not saying this here to say that we can't get it done, but offensively, our offensive line is our biggest question mark right now. It's our biggest question mark. So our offensive line did well in the last 2 weeks because we changed our game plan, but we changed our game plan against 2 of the not so good, not so great teams in the NFL. Okay, but they're coming.
There's 2 ways to look at that. So you can either look at it as we changed it and it worked, right? So we're able to do it against like Lance said, the lesser defenses. Well, if we weren't able to do it, that'd be very depressing. If we weren't able to be successful against these not so good defenses. So the fact that we were successful, I think it says a lot. It says that what's the next level? What's the next level of defense? And let's go try it. Let's go try this right here against them. But we can't get to 3 before we hit 2. Let's just keep it rolling.
Getsy nightmares, guys. I really hope that Waldron continues to do what we're seeing.
So you're not all in right now.
What you mean I'm not all in?
I'm asking the question. Are you all in on this team or not?
I bleed orange.
I know you do.
Navy blue.
But this team right here, do you believe?
You think they're a playoff team? You think they go to the playoffs? I think that's the question you're asking.
Absolutely.
Hard to say.
See, he on the fence again.
Hard to say.
He balancing up.
I need to see a little more. I want us to. Trust me, I want us to as bad as any Chicagoan does. But I like I said, I have Getsy nightmares, and
he's not here.
Yes, I know, but he's on Shane Waldron's body. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird.
6 out of the last 8 games against the division too.
Right.
Gotta
you have to do it
now.
We got why ain't nobody gonna talk about our 8-game home winning streak?
That is impressive, by the way.
Thank you.
I asked Luce about it on Friday. I'm like, why do you think that is? And now, of course, he didn't really give me a good answer, but I just put it out there, and he's like, oh, the fans.
Let's start somewhere.
Yeah. But I'm just stat-wise, just looking at things on the fly here. The Packers defensively, they're the best in the division against the pass, and they're 20th. 230 yards a game they're giving up. The Lions are giving up 258, 3, and the Vikings are 3 from the bottom at 263. So
Vikings are a little skewed because they score so much.
Yeah.
So they force the other team to throw. So they throw more, I think, against them. But, I mean, if the best team in the division is 20th
that's just
against the pass.
That's just against the pass, and that's yardage. And so there's a million other things. If you look at points, if you just look at points given up right now, the Bears are first.
Yeah,
17. Detroit is 20.5. Minnesota, I'm sorry, I messed that up. Minnesota's ahead of the Bears, 15-2. Then the Bears at 17. Then Detroit at 20.5, and then Green Bay's down from there at wherever I'm going to find them. They're at 22-3. We're just talking points. So
blank name, you are correct. We do not have anybody that can block Hutchinson. We might have 2 guys, though. We might have 2 guys that can – no? Okay.
Wait.
We might have 3.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the O-line. Do you think the O-line is better with Pryor in there? Do you see any? You do?
Yes, I do. Because they can run the ball.
Yep.
So you put doubt into the defensive line's head. Like, they could run it. And then when we run the ball, we're sitting on first down. We run the ball on first down. We're sitting on 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6, which keeps the whole playbook open. The past 2 games. I mean, yes. I mean, I think we'll all agree that the past 2 games that we've seen the best this offense has played all year. He's been starting those 2 games.
Against,
I mean, yeah,
the lower half of the league.
And Roshan has dressed. Roshan has dressed.
Yes, I like where we're headed, but it has to be against the greater test.
We can't play them yet.
I know that. I know that, and that will solidify. That will confirm it. I think this is great to be able to do what we're doing right now against these teams, and hopefully we stay with this formula. My thing is to stay with this formula. Okay, so when we do get against the good teams, now we have a specific identity that regardless of what you line up in, we're going to line up in what we do, and we're still going to find success in it.
So we're going to hear this from Briggs for the next 4 weeks is what he's saying. Because the next 4 weeks are Jaguars. What's we got?
At Washington, at Arizona, and then New England. The Washington game.
Pretty dang. That might be a 42-46 game if our defense don't show up.
I mean, Hogue was saying, and I think maybe he'll be right about this.
I like that right there.
They might, that's a noon kickoff right now. They might flex that into the 3:00 window for a little Jaden versus Caleb.
Yeah. Yes, and they should.
Which comment you like in here?
I like that when it says that Bro Delicious is from the same state as me, California, the Show Me State. Bro Delicious.
Bro Delicious.
You got me.
Bro Delicious. He's a good man. He's well respected.
That shouldn't be your nickname, though.
No, it should not. It's you got your boys hollering down the street, Bro Delicious. Hey, no, stop.
Hey,
he's what?
I think it's a good lean-in. I like it a lot. All right. Let me just stick on the offensive line. One of the viral moments of today is Coleman Shelton screaming back at Caleb. We got fire. Effing fire is how we put it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good sign, is it not? Even though Caleb's not seeing necessarily what's happening right there, but that level of communication, guys are starting to get comfortable. Something.
I love it. I love the leader of that offensive line firing at the quarterback. I love the quarterback firing at him. If you're a leader, you're a leader. It doesn't matter what position that you play. There's not a designation for who is a leader on the team. Leaders, they always expose themselves, in that locker room. And if you have those leaders, I remember Olin being a leader in that room. I remember TJ Thomas Jones being a leader, and I remember them going at each other in that huddle. But there was an ultimate amount of respect, from a man that knows you have a job, I have a job. Do your job, I'll do mine. And so when I see our center saying that to Caleb, I know that they're holding each other accountable.
When we're playing, you on the field, there's so much shit that go through your head. Like so many times, Lance played weak side linebacker. I played weak side defensive end. So we're on the same side a lot. And the amount of times that Urlacher would give me the call, and I'd hear the call, and I'm going through what I got to do. All right, cool. All right. And the quarterback go, blue 30. And I look back, I'm like, Briggs, what we got? I don't forgot. Like, I just brain fart.
It happens.
Like, I don't know. And he's mad, Urlacher mad, because he is about to snap the ball, and I'm looking back like, what's the play? Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, God dang. Like, sometimes it just happens. Like, you need that correction.
Yep.
So it's good that they have that type of relationship. Like Briggs say, that type of leadership or that type of camaraderie in that locker room where they can talk to each other. Nobody's above being corrected. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's good. I mean, I think we'll make more out of it than what it really was. So I think it was just like, why you keep saying, damn it, it's this. Like, okay, all right, my bad. Like that.
Right.
And then they move on. So
who gets credit for always being on point, never forgetting a play?
54.
Yeah, I was going to tell you right now. Yeah.
Like, if you did something wrong, like in my mind, because I'm not in his mind, but in my mind, if you did something wrong, like when he calls a play, there's a defense and there's a weak spot in every defense.
Yep.
And if the ball didn't go there, so if we call a defense and the ball has to go to the flat, it has to, or it's a pick or a big hit or something, and it goes somewhere else, he knows exactly who wasn't doing their job immediately. I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do. Like,
right.
I'm still like locked in on what I'm supposed to do. He know what everybody's supposed to do.
There has to be an order. There has to be an order that is followed, so offensively, the quarterback has to be the person that calls that order of the play. Mm-hmm. And everybody else, in order for it to be effective, okay, that's what we're going to do. But if your quarterback comes in and he says, hey, we're going to run, Eagle Zipper Hero, and guys are like, why are we running that? Why are we running that? I don't want to run Eagle. I don't want to run Zipper. I don't want to do this. Mm-hmm. Everything completely breaks down. So even on the defensive side, you have typically you have the Mike linebacker that gives the call and says, hey, this is what we're running. All right, check during the play. Check. We're all running this. Well, even if it's the wrong call, if we're all wrong, we're all right.
Yeah, correct.
Everybody's running the same thing.
Correct.
So there's an order of things, and you can't have, and when we talk about leaders, you got to have leaders, yes, but leaders also have to know who to follow.
So are we kind of contradicting ourselves there? Because if Caleb is the leader of the offense, whatever he says, just run it. You can talk about him being wrong on that check when you get to the sideline, but we're all here, let's all run it. And then
they did.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like, so, I mean, I think there's a couple ways to look at it, but yeah, Urlacher, I mean, if he called something, we ran it. But we understood that and we had a certain respect for the leaders on that defense. And it's like, all right, let's go.
Well, let's talk in the moment leadership here. Roshan gets in for a touchdown.
Yep.
All right. And then you got the scuffle. Doug Kramer had a huge block on that play. Matt Pryor was beefing with whoever, and you got ejections.
Yep.
What'd you think of the way the Bears handled that whole scene?
Things get heated, man.
Yeah.
Things get heated. Hey, things get heated. Sometimes you gotta.
I mean, Kramer didn't even move when he got pushed. Something. I thought that was.
You become brothers on the field because of the sport, and you will see in football, you will see a quarterback that will get hit, and you will first see offensive linemen running to his defense. Okay, some one going to pick him up, the other going to handle the guy that they felt was harming their quarterback. Mm-hmm. All right, it's always gonna be that way.
Yeah,
it's not different on the other side of the ball. if we feel a brother is being wronged, we're coming to his defense. I don't think it's a bad thing. They change the rules. They're changing the rules more and more each year, making it harsher on those that come to that defense. But it doesn't change the fact that your brother is in harm's way and you are just going to get him out of that.
See, okay. So y'all stay with me on this one, all right?
Talk to me, Goose.
So this is my thing right here about having a bunch of good guys on the team,
Mm-hmm.
You got a bunch of good guys, man. You ain't gonna win much. Corey Wooten, we love him. He went to Northwestern. They got a bunch of good guys. They weren't worried about the national championship.
Smart, too.
They had a bunch of good guys
smart.
on the team, Corey, they weren't worried about that.
He didn't offer me.
See,
they wouldn't offer me.
Arizona had a bunch of good guys, too, now. They had a bunch of good guys. They weren't worried about the national championship.
Our GPAs weren't as high as Northwestern.
Not quite as high as Northwestern. But those teams, you need some hoodlums, man. You need some hoodlums every night, and you need a couple hoodlums on the team. You need somebody that's going to regulate when it's time to regulate something.
You guys had Cold Stone Killers.
I didn't.
On Florida.
Wasn't on my team. But
you guys had
that's
documentaries.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like some people that don't mind getting in a little scuffle, that don't mind the 15-yard penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm pretty sure it's never happened in the Pac-12. But this is how crazy it is where I played football. The Georgia Bulldogs in 2007 scored their first touchdown of the game on the Gators. Everybody on the sideline ran on the field. They didn't give a damn about no flag. Flags went everywhere. Everybody ran out because they didn't care. They didn't care. It did not matter. They were trying to set the tone on something, and them 15 yards, three series from now wasn't going to mean nothing. So they're trying to set the tone with it. Sometimes we played against Tennessee in 1999. They did a little play action, and T. Martin would carry out his play fake. And I told Coach, hey, Coach, I don't know if he got the ball or not. I don't know. So
You're correct.
I'm hit him.
Absolutely. To which you should.
And helmet flew off and everything. Penalty came out. Hey, I thought he had it. Like, you got to you need some hoodlums every now and then, man. You don't need a bunch of good guys. And when I see the offensive lineman run over there and jack up a little DB that's trying to be tough or a defensive tackle, then I like that. You got to protect your guy. If you don't protect your guy, I think that says a lot about the respect that you have for that guy. That's what I think. So it's always good to see offensive linemen, receivers, running backs running when a quarterback is hit on the sideline. Yeah. When he got to peel himself off the ground and nobody's there, everybody in the huddle back on the field waiting on him, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time, that made it 36-10.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Roshan's doing his little dance in there. And then here comes now all of a sudden y'all are mad. Bears have won the football game.
You got competitive people, man. Competitive people. You saw that Bama game when Bama lost to Vanderbilt at the end of the game, they just wanted to fight then. You don't lost the game, but people are competitive. There's some pride there. They still have pride, just they're not a very good football team. Those guys still got pride too. So, hey.
I won't say everybody, but most people can relate to being a kid, playing a video game, playing a video game and not being able to beat somebody, where the tears well up and you're pissed and your
throw the stick.
You throw the stick, your fist ball up, it's, you become that sore loser, and you look at the NFL, you're at the highest level of this sport. Mm-hmm. These are the most competitive guys. I'm pretty sure the percentile of guys that cried when they couldn't win is high in the NFL. Like, it's that competitive.
Oh, yeah. I cried in my lock in 2005 when we lost to Carolina. I was hurt. That hurt me because I thought we were a better football team than that. Yeah. So I had to actually tell the press that was coming up, like, can y'all give me a second, man? Just give me a second, please. Like, just give me a second. I need to gather myself because I'm hurting right now.
And
I'm pretty sure I patted you on the back and told you it's going to be okay, big guy.
Shut up. No, you didn't.
Is there something about this now with like the modern NFL where before it was like, we're going to inflict pain on you. Like, it's going to be pain. Like, that's not it now, right? But there is like still a desire to
doesn't
dominate you. To dominate you.
No,
that's not going to
that
change.
changes.
That's not going to change.
No, people change. People change in the view of this NFL being a pass-first league. The defense, man. When you play San Francisco, you know what you're going to get. When you play Baltimore, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get exactly that. You're going to be hurt in the next game.
I think there's less. I think there's less of those players to pick from, let's say, like the college level or the college to the high school level. But you're still going to find those dogs. Like this is still a controlled fight, and to be successful in this violent sport, you have to be violent. It has to be in your thoughts. You can't just go up and face these guys. These big offensive linemen are athletic, they can move, and they're mean. They're trying to finish you. Anybody that's been on that field, you get your hand, those old linemen, you know what I mean, or a guy gets his hands on you, you look at him and you will know, listen, I see something in your eye. You're trying to finish me. All right? If you don't have that in your head, you're going to wash out. You're not going to make it in this league. You got to be ready for that.
I don't know, man. I think it's a different age, honestly, like as far as getting the kids that felt like we felt growing up. These kids getting paid $1 million at 19, 20, 21, and the struggle was still for real for us. Yeah. And we were still trying to get it. So when you can come out of high school, and now they're talking about high school kids getting $5,000 to go visit a school. They're 17. You're going to pay them $5,000 just to come visit your school. And then their freshman year, you're going to give them $200, $300, $400 quarterbacks, $500, $600, $700,000
more.
There's such a
more.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know if you will. I honestly don't think you will have. No, I think you have to look harder to find those kids that got that dog. That got that dog.
That are motivated by competition.
See, and this some BS and this bothered me because we used to say you got that dog in you. They tell me I'm him. You just be running around here talking about you him. You ain't him. You talking about you ain't no him. Him ain't gotta say he him. Him let everybody else say he
erectile dysfunction. That's what Hims is for.
Shout out to Hims. Hey, holla at us, Hims. We got you, baby. Holla at us. But seriously, you ain't gotta say you that dude if you that dude. Man, my daughter come in the house, and this one boy at school called himself D1. His name Dave. That boy introduced himself to me as D1 Dave. Boy, if you don't get out of my house, right. What? If you gotta say you D1 Dave, but something wrong with this. Like something is wrong with these kids.
Self-imposed nickname?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Like something is wrong with these kids, man. This stuff is crazy.
You don't hear those guys. You feel those.
Yeah.
D1 Dave just got blasted.
Well,
that dude, that ain't
back to the D.
You ain't coming into the family, D1 Dave.
I understand. You don't have to say you D1 if you real D1. You ain't gotta. I mean, D1 is, and ain't got nothing wrong with this. I ain't got nothing wrong with this. D1 is Kennesaw State. That's fine. But D1 is also Alabama. But don't be sitting up here acting like they're on the same level. You know what I'm saying?
Like, bro,
don't be sitting up here acting like they're the same.
Was he calling you bro?
No, hell no. He had to get out of my house. Yes, no, we don't do that, bro.
No.
But, hey, so two kids walked in. This right here, true story. This shit happened yesterday. I'm sitting down. I'm on the floor watching my Florida Gators play. And these young boys walked in. One was 12 and one was 11. And they walked past me like I was a visitor. Like, they ain't say nothing. This first time you been in my house. Like, I had to promptly call it. Hey, whoa, come here.
Right.
Come here. We need to talk. What's your name? Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Mr. Brown. I own this house. So when you walk in here, you say hey to me.
Yeah.
You gotta say, hey, you gotta say something.
D1 Alex.
Yeah, I know that.
D1 Alex.
Hey, man, like, shoot.
NFL.
Come on now.
Hey,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I ain't changing, man. And if your parents got a problem with it, you ain't gotta come over to my house. I pay all the bills here. You ain't gotta come over here. That's fine.
That's right.
Shoot.
I love that you do it. You
telling you.
will say hello.
sure.
And by the way, you can ask me how my day's going too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just a little respect. That's all. That's all I'm asking.
And then I might even ask you if you want something to drink. I'll be nice to you.
Exactly. You could get some fruit juice or something sure.
I got you. D1 Davis is done in the Brown household. From George. Thanks, George. He is done.
Yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
You shot your shot, and there will be no more shots. That's the way that one went for you. All right. We're going to let you guys get out. We're back here tomorrow at 1 for more. But let me just ask you this, and we can follow up a ton more tomorrow again at 1 o'clock. But they got a chance now for 3 in a row.
Yeah. Yes.
Going to London, playing the Jaguars. Mm-hmm. You know, Jalen Johnson was talking last week about, like, hey, we're not going to have this team together forever again because, you know, you got guys like Keenan who most likely not going to pay and all these things. So – what's the mentality? You know, I don't know. Where do you think these guys are at as far as? I mean, is this like they're flying out tomorrow? I feel like they gotta be feeling real. I would think comfortable with where they're at, but maybe also there's some nervousness that if they can get to the next level. Where do you think they're at? How do you think they're looking at it?
I love the way I see the defense playing. You know, and I speak when I watch the defense as a defensive player, and I see the way that they're fighting to pull guys back, and to me, there's accountability there. There's care there. Like they care about one another. I would say the moment, you know, like there's a ton of moments that are happening, whether it be in the locker room, at practice, on the field, in the interviews, everything that you guys are doing together, all good things come to an end. And he's right. You know, this team that they have right now will never be the same after this year. So cherish your moments, and you cherish your moments the best by giving your best.
I think some guys look at it differently. I think the whole team, depending on where you're at in your career, and Jalen Johnson ain't worried about just this year. He wants to build. And, like, yeah, if he can win this year, sure, let's win this year. Caleb is not worried about just this year. They're worried about the future of this team and can we win over the next, let's say, here's our window, whereas Keenan Allen ain't worried about no window. He want to win right now. I keep saying it that I think they need another middle linebacker in here. So I honestly think Edmonds is one of those guys that's thinking, or I ain't going to speak for him, but I would be thinking – if I was him, that let's win now type of deal, because I don't have a lot of years here left. Caleb ain't worried about that. The right tackle, 58, ain't worried about that. There are a few guys now. DJ Moore ain't worried about that. They want to win this year, but if they don't, then they want to keep building for the future of this team over the next 3 or 4 years.
If you're motivated by competition, then winning right now, yeah. You
want to win.
But you don't know you can do something until you do something, right? And they're actually, so this team has not won. They won 3 games, and some of these guys have been here for that. I know there's different characters in here too, but you won 3 and you won 7. Uh-huh. Now you're sitting here at 3-2 with a chance to win your 3rd in a row. Like there's a.
But who though? Who are you talking about?
Jalen, Brisker.
Yes, but Caleb, not Caleb.
No,
not Rome.
No, and not DeAndre.
Like these guys weren't here.
Right.
Keenan wasn't here.
But even a guy like DJ, he's never won. He hasn't been on it.
True.
I mean, like, true. So I mean, I just think like even as a group collectively, like it's got to,
legacy has to have some place in it. You look at a Donovan Raiola, okay, that played for, you know, the Lions for so many years, and I think he may have had maybe one winning season. You know, during that career. Yeah, he got paid over that time period, but damn, you think he's not like, yeah, I'm making money, but we keep losing. Like, I want more than anything to have a winning season and put together a winning season. My legacy, team. Right. Yeah. Like, I want to leave this game and say the best that I could lead, the best team that I could have been a part of was a team that didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, I always thought prior to actually doing it that I'd rather not go to the Super Bowl than to go and lose a Super Bowl. But after doing it, the ride was unbelievable, man. It really was. The journey to the Super Bowl, and what you said earlier, you don't know you can do something until you do it. See, prior to that 06 season, we really thought we were going to win the Super Bowl. Like, we truly believed we're the best team. I still think we're the best team. We just didn't win that day. So when you look at the team, our offense scored 26.2 points a game. I believe that number is right. It's tied for second in the league. We're the number one defense. We're the number one special teams. That's the best team. We just didn't win that. It's not a 5-game series. We just didn't win that day. But for me, the journey was unreal. Like, I was so wrong in thinking that, damn, I'd rather not go than to go and lose. But we went and lost, and my gosh, it was I'll never forget that 06 season, ever.
So you knew coming off 05 losing to Carolina, you're like, we're
We all knew. We all knew.
Healthy? Yeah.
We all knew.
Yeah. And then when Timing went down and Mike Brown went down, there wasn't a hiccup. Like, if they're there, we're gonna keep just crushing folks. But they went down and we kept winning, you know? But guys, we have them in that Super Bowl. Peyton, man. It'd have been a problem. But we didn't, and we got there without them. So we had guys that could step in and fill in, and we were still good enough to actually win the NFC. And winning the NFC, being able to have that moment with my son, to bring him on the field. Like, I've seen so many times where players do it, where they win something, they put their son on their shoulders. I have a picture at my house, like, with us, and it's every time I see it, it's like, wow, like, we actually did that. Like,
that happened.
Yeah, like, that happened, and it's amazing, man. So, they want to do it. I hope like hell they do, all of them, get the opportunity to be in that situation, to be down at the Super Bowl. You get off the damn bus, and they say, oh, everything. You get everything. Shit. Like, it's like you're a king now. Like, God, they give you everything. So it was amazing. So hopefully, I really want them to win. When we sit up here and I'll speak for me, and when I sit up here and I critique them and talk about them, it's because I want them to do good. Absolutely. I don't want a team, because the really good teams that they're going to meet in a divisional round, in the NFC Championship, in the Super Bowl, they're going to find these little warts, and they're going to go after them. So I want them to correct all of them, you know? So having this top defense, and now you got a guy in place that could become a special quarterback. My gosh, if you got a top defense, top 10 defense, and you got a special quarterback on the other side, it's going to be very hard to beat a team like that.
I mean, this week's no Super Bowl. Obviously, they're just going to
It's
London.
not. No.
But it's a big deal. They're going overseas. They're getting a little more attention. They've won their last two. Things are starting to come together. They should be – I would think the mindset's got to be in a whole lot better place than it was just 2 weeks ago. I mean, just so they're good things today. All right.
Go to London and kick some ass, man.
Briggs and Brown coming back tomorrow at 1. Jake, thanks for doing everything you did, producing today. Appreciate it. And, yes, what am I looking at on the old chat here?
He outrun you, Edwin Cuevas.
Yeah, Edwin. No,
he might pull a hamstring at yard 36, but he going to beat you, though.
There's only one way to correct things, and that's to get the grades from Professor Briggs tomorrow.
Yes.
At 1 p.m.
Right, I can't wait.
Great game. Listen, big win, huge win. Bears defense holds Panthers to 10. We scored 36. Look for a great response from the professor and the grades tomorrow.
The professor will be here at 1.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you for watching. That was a fun-spirited show. I hope everybody enjoyed it as much as I did just getting to hang and sit with you. You look good. That's
I appreciate that.
That's a good spin.
Those are fitting.
Good look on me, man.
That's great.
Good look on me, man. I like it.
Have a great rest of your Sunday. I'm actually back with Hogue tonight, late night on our All-City National show, which I should know the name of, that I don't know the name of, but I'll learn that before All NFL. That's right. It's going to be we're talking everything coming up after the Sunday night finishes up. You get to watch Justin tonight. Thanks for watching this one. We'll see you next time.
We all silly like the mayor.